Hi guys, GTR here with a new series of videos that I wanted to do. These are all classic replays from back in the day, and by back in the day, I mean 20 plus years ago. This particular game is considered by a lot of people that followed Brood War back in the day as one of the greatest replays of all time. This was played on the old school Game Eye ladder, where all the Koreans played their matches on before it was unfortunately shut down. And we are on Lost Temple, which was the map everyone played at the time. And we see here we have Zergboy against a unreadable name, but this Terran player here spawning as a white Terran at 12 o'clock is XellOs, and at 2 o'clock here as the teal Zerg is NesTea using the ID Zergboy. As we do see this Overlord come up here from Zergboy, notice that he's not going directly towards his opponent. He's actually looking to see if his opponent is spawning at the 12 o'clock, because a lot of Terran players like to build their supply depot at this particular position rather than over here to begin. And it looks like Zergboy will be able to see that supply depot, and he'll be able to move it back before XellOs is aware of it. So you can see here XellOs with an early scout. This was the flavor at the time with the maps with the 8 mineral patches, was that you'd send your SV out right after your supply depot, or rather while the supply depot is building. And we'd see also here Zergboy, a really interesting build order. He went for a extractor cancel, get the extra drone out, and then went for a 12 hatch, which is pretty strange when we think of it now in the modern day. But I guess because of the 8 minerals, maybe it's worth the calculations. He's also getting the spawning pool there at 11. Let's see when he takes his gas, whether he'll get a third hatchery first or whether he'll build the extractor. Meanwhile, XellOs here going for the 2 barracks, 1 base play. Nothing surprising here, considering the fact this is 2001. This is Lost Temple. Macro builds and fast expansion builds weren't fleshed out around this time, so going for what was considered to be very standard, getting the 2nd barracks, getting those marines out, and then building towards getting an academy and doing an initial marine medic firebat push. Okay, what's really interesting here is XellOs is moving his SCVs. He's actually moving for him. Is he going for his... No, he's actually going for the ramp. Okay, so my thinking behind this move is that because he missed this Overlord that was sent up here by NesTea, he was thinking that there was a possibility that NesTea could have gone for a 9 pull speed build. So preemptively, because he didn't scout him because he cross scouted and then followed up with the 9 o'clock, set these SCVs in just in case there was a 9 pull speed, because you got to remember this is a ladder game that they're playing against each other, and in ladder games you can expect anything, especially on a map like Lost Temple where these players have played it over hundreds of thousands of times. Expect anything. So we got a sunken colony here from NesTea. He's also built a 2nd creek colony. Let's see if he evolves that into a sunken. Really interesting placement as well with the sunken colony, because you could see it's really awkward with this ramp on Lost Temple. With your expansion, the creep doesn't actually stretch out to this particular choke point. So a lot of Zerg players, if they're going for a 3 hatch build, they'd go for the hatchery here to allow them to build sunks front or the back. But it looks like in this case, NesTea is just going to put his sunken line behind that ramp. So it could be possible that XellOs could just run up and go to the main base, but that is a slim possibility at the moment. What's more likely is that XellOs is going to go for a factory and get some quick tanks to help break through the sunken line. Looking at the main base of XellOs, he's going for impact upgrades as expected, also the comsat to get the scans, because lurkers were pretty much the flavor of the month around this time period. Got a quick gas here from NesTea as well. He's also skimping a bit on the Zerglings. He hasn't built anything after his initial bunch, so Looks like he's just droning up right now. As this SCV will scout the sunken wall that NesTea has built up. It's also getting drops, so I think that's drops. It could be speed as well. I'm not too sure. I'm not really familiar with the icons. Even after all these years, I still get confused between drops and drops in Overlord speed. And the Hydralisk then is on the way. He's actually got a big surplus of gas. He's at 700 gas already. He's also adding a lot of Sunkens, which was really popular at the time before Zerg players got more of an understanding of the power of drones and how it affects your economy. A lot of Zerg players, instead of getting Zerglings, they would just get a whole lot of Sunken colonies to help defend. But the issue is, if your opponent goes for a quick tank, then they'll be able to push out with that tank. Alright, we've got a scouting Zergling. We'll see the rally of XellOs is coming to his choke. Look at the main base here of XellOs. He's adding an engineering bay. Marine range is on the way. He hasn't gotten an add-on for his factory though. You see XellOs is doing his due diligence. I believe he scanned the main base, sees the Hydralisk den, and now is going for the Lurker tech. NesTea is. And yeah, XellOs thinks it's possible that with the Lurkers, he could have gone for a third base, get the expansion here and secure it, which is why he scouted it with the SCV, but he sees nothing there. As the +1 is on the way for XellOs, as well as the Marine range, which is nearly complete. Yeah, really interesting move here from XellOs, getting the bunker on the high ground. So, I guess he's pretty scared of a Zergling Lurker bust coming up the ramp, so he builds a bunker there just in case, especially given the fact that he hasn't got any tanks yet, hasn't even got the machine shop up yet. Makes a lot of sense to have that bunker there for a bit of security. As the science facility is on the way, as well as a quick dropship. Very commonplace, well, at the time to get the quick dropship, especially if your opponent hasn't gone into Spire to get the Scourge. You can abuse the cliff here on Lost Temple with the dropship. And yeah, okay, so that would explain why NesTea went for the quick speed, followed up by the drops, because yeah, he wants to deal with any drop shenanigans that happen on the cliffs. But oh, look at this! Look at all these lurkers that are being morphed right now. So that would explain why NesTea went for the really quick gases, because he was investing all of those gas resources into getting the drops, and now he's getting all of these lurkers. But now the SCV though, he scouts that lurker count. This might be trouble here for XellOs. He's actually going for a counter drop here at the main base of NesTea. You can see the proximity between these two bases is so small that it's going to be really easy for XellOs to ferry units across. And all these drones are getting shredded right now. Is a +1 done? No, it's not. It's around 80% of the way done. But look at NesTea. Look at all these drones getting wrecked right now here from XellOs. And it looks like he's got a counter attack here from NesTea with all these overlords filled up with lurkers. And look at the defenses here from XellOs. He's got the one bunker at his main base. He's got the bunker at the choke, but that's not going to be doing anything. He's got a command center on the way as well. But look at this. The main base is going down here for NesTea. XellOs targeting down the lair, so the lair will go down. Will he go for the Hydralisk stand? Let's see what he targets here. No, it looks like he's going for maybe the expansion, which is a bad choice because there's all the Sunkens there. But here we go. Counter drop now happening here for NesTea. Looks like it's trying to target the factory right now. It is the siege tank coming out here for XellOs, and if he gets the factory, that's going to be huge for NesTea, because it's going to not only stop the tank from coming out, but also stopping the there you go, the siege upgrade for XellOs has been cancelled. The science facility might burn down as well, so if that burns down, that's not going to be any more science vessels for XellOs. These are looking pretty rough here for both players. You can see here, XellOs actually going for the surround here with the +1 upgrade for the Marines, when he doesn't get enough damage done. Let's get the surface area he needs. And it looks like, oh no, NesTea's moving up here towards the barracks. So that's going to mean that the production of XellOs has stopped. But you can see here at the main base, XellOs with his initial dropship. Look at there's no damage done at all to these Marines. And this is going to be such a good move for him to drop behind the mineral line because there are no units there at the expansion for NesTea. You can see here as well, he's got the Overlords just lying around. XellOs trying his best to multitask. You can see he's got only 2 Marines in this bunker against these 6, 7 lurkers here from NesTea. It's looking so good here for NesTea, but you can see counter drop from that dropship from XellOs. Takes down the spawning pool, which means there are no more Zerglings able to be produced here. And oh no, the pathing here from the from NesTea. I was gonna call him Zerg Boy for a second. And the lurker lands here. Stop the drop from affecting the mineral line, but XellOs wisely moves towards the north where NesTea cannot touch him. Doesn't take out this evolution chamber though. Fortunately for XellOs, it wasn't researching anything, so that evolution chamber will survive. But look at this. Look at the economy of both players. You've got 2 lurkers dropped here from NesTea to stop from any drop shenanigans at the mineral line. And oh, look at this, look at this. Got 2 lurkers just trying to trap this siege tank, trying to get the damage done. Oh, look at that, the D matrix as well from XellOs. The dropship comes back here as well from the main base of NesTea. I forgot how amazing this game was and how much action-packed it is from, we're 10 minutes in. These tanks should be able to clean up the rest of Lurker army. Look at this ragtag bunch of units. We've got the Zergling as well. 1 Zergling as well as this 1 Lurker. Just trying to find some damage, but oh no, it goes down. And there we go. The defense of XellOs has completed. But that was that 1, 2, 3, 4. That's around like maybe 12 SCVs here for XellOs. Got a couple of tanks. He's just keeping the Marines in the bunker right now. I got a lot of Overlords here too. Or you know what'd be really sneaky? Oh, he's actually gone for the expansion down here. I thought NesTea might have gone for the island expansions because he's got the drop upgrade for his Overlords, but I guess it makes more sense to go for this main base. A bit more efficient mining, as well as like it's just easier to defend from the dropships. Actually got some siege tank harass here. Oh no, the Sunken gets the tank. The Sunken gets the tank, and that's gonna be painful for XellOs. As the lurker will drop to clean up the siege tank. Unless XellOs will be able to pick it up in time. No, he won't. But oh god, NesTea still got this Overlord at the top left with a couple of lurkers. He could do a lot of damage. He could maybe kill off this factory in the starport. If he knows about it. Yes, now he knows about it. Meanwhile, at 6 o'clock, we've got a lot of drones coming out of the hatchery. Got a couple of lurkers as well for defense. The low unit count of both players, it's going to be very hard for XellOs to get any damage done there. Okay, we've got a couple of Overlords with lurkers for NesTea. And looks like he's going to go for the run by here at the SCVs. Where's the science vessels? Okay, it's down here. He's got to move that up because he has no comsat. Gets the kills onto the lurkers. Loses a marine and a couple of SCVs. And I think XellOs will take that, as he's trying to rebuild his infrastructure right now. His new barracks has finished. His second barracks also finished. As this factory looks like that's going to burn down. And he's got the factory here at the top right as well. So science facility obviously burned down in the initial fight. And look at this raid just being obnoxious for XellOs. He was trying to get any sort of units out to deal with the lurker drop at the main base. At the expansion of NesTea, he's got a nice saturation of drones here. Trying to get the Spire to deal with the vessels and the dropships. And looks like he's starting to get the saturation going here at the main base. He's also decided to take the 6 o'clock expansion. Although I think it might be better just to take the main base. Easy for him to secure, given the fact that his new main, I guess you could say, is here now at the 2 o'clock expansion. And that command center that XellOs built amidst the whole chaos of what was happening at the main base with a big lurk drop from NesTea is now up and running. You can see probably been up and running for around a minute or so, given the mineral count. As it looks like the game has sort of reset its situation. As second evolution chamber is going on the way here for NesTea. He's also got hell of a ton of gas, actually. He's floating around 1500. He's actually struggling for minerals, it seems, at the moment, because he's spending all of his resources on getting those drones up. He's also transitioning to Mutalisk, which is really interesting. Probably wants to try and take advantage of the gas count that he has right now. And I guess also he's building hatcheries everywhere, so that would also explain why his mineral count's so low at the moment. As I need to blow my nose. Alright, let's get back to the game. So we've got a flock of Mutalists here from NesTea. He's also trying to snipe the vessel, but those two Scourge get taken out by these Marines. Pretty sloppy play there from NesTea. But this Mutalist count is starting to build up. The Radiate is on the way with a rebuilt science facility, and we got the double drops here from XellOs. Looks like he's going to target the 6 o'clock base, and the lurkers from that base that were defending it are gone with the main, now that they're with the main army of NesTea. Actually, I think these are the two lurkers, just burrowed. And yeah, so he dematrixes the dropships just to be safe so they don't get hit by any Scourge or Mutalist. The Mutalist just sitting here at the middle of the map. Got scanned here to confirm that there's no defenses here from NesTea. And looks like it's going to be a big drop. 2 tanks, 6 Marines, and 2 medics. But we could see a counterattack here from NesTea. Don't think XellOs is aware that there's no lurkers here, so he's just leaving the Marines just to chill with the tanks. Could see a couple of Mutalists coming down here to join the rest of the Mutalists of NesTea, and I think this should be enough for NesTea to deal with this army. As you see, a lurker get killed. But that's about it, and NesTea should clean this up. Does clean this up indeed. Hatchery still stays alive. But it's 2 o'clock is back up and running here for NesTea. No drones there, but should be, yep, as I said, he's going to transfer a group of drones up there, given the fact this expansion is about to mine out. Getting any upgrades? No upgrades for the Mutalist, but he's getting the +1 carapace for his ground units. I believe his +1 for his range units has completed, and the main base has mined out here for XellOs. Alright, looks like we've got a bit of a Mutalist lurker attack from NesTea. Let's see if XellOs is able to get the SCVs on top of the bunker. Nice as radiates here from XellOs will stop a lot of these Mutalists. The repair desperately trying to keep this bunker alive, but the lurkers are enough to bust that bunker down. But the siege tank though helps with the lurker cleanup, and that is it for that attack. That was like what, 10 Mutalisks that got completely shredded by the radiates from the science vessels, and then siege tank comes in, rescues the expansion for XellOs, and we're looking good here for Zergboy. NesTea got 90 supply here from XellOs. Got a pretty solid economy with this one base at the moment. If he takes perhaps this mineral natural, should be pretty good. And then, ooh, Zergboy is starting to build up his army though. Looks like he's going to go for perhaps Hydra Lurker. Starting to morph a few of those Hydralisk into Lurkers because he's has such a high gas surplus. It's crazy to fathom how much gas he's got. So he's going to try and get as many Lurkers as he can. He should also probably maybe get some Scourge as well. Given the fact he has so much so much gas. Try and snipe these science vessels. You can see here as well, a lot of Lurkers down here at the 6 o'clock rally to the choke. Oh, you hear that? Scourge catching the science vessels off guard, I think. That was just, the Terran wasn't in range of him. And NesTea was just able to catch a couple of them, kill them, and that's big in the context of game, where XellOs is only on one base still. Every vessel and every tank counts. These weird game situations. Alright, with the science facility completed for a while, we've got the +2 for the infantry units, +2 armor on the way. Should be getting the +1 for his... sorry, the +3 for his weapons pretty soon, but at the moment, it looks like he has to contend with this surround here from NesTea, coming from both the left side. Oh my god, look at the Lurker spines taking out all those Marines there from XellOs. And XellOs' army is going down. That was such a bloody mess there from XellOs, stuck in that little choke. He didn't have any energy on those science vessels. Having those extra 2 science vessels would have been so useful in that fight for XellOs, because he probably would have dematrixed those tanks, but unfortunately, that simple mistake from him losing those 2 science vessels has cost him. It doesn't matter because he's done a counter drop here at the 6 o'clock base. The main base goes down, the Sunken goes down as well. Got the siege tank just being a nuisance here next to the mineral line. He got some 4 Marines doing some extra DPS here to NesTea. NesTea now sending his Hydrolurk army clean up this tank Marine drop, but it's done its damage. The 6 o'clock base has gone down. Looks like, okay, looks like NesTea is going to expand at this mineral natural instead of re-expanding here, which is really interesting. Okay, Nemo is going to build a hatchery there, and probably transfer these drones over to that expansion. Meanwhile, we've got the, was it that 4th barracks on the way for XellOs. I think it might be worth XellOs lifting this command center once this refinery depletes down to this expansion. Save a bit of money. Because does he really need the comstats? I don't really think so. Oh man, look at how many lurkers. The lurker count on NesTea is crazy. Roaming around with Hydra Lurker all over the map, playing that Manzerg style. Actually got some pretty nice saturation here at the main base. This is about to run out though, so once this runs out, it will be NesTea mainly relying on this 6 o'clock group of bases, the main expansion and the mineral only. Queen's Nest is on the way, and was that 24 minutes in? That's highly unheard of in modern day Terran versus Zerg. Usually these Zergs get to the hive tech at around 10 to 12 minutes, maybe even earlier than that. But it looks like the +3 armor as well as the +3 infantry weapons is around 80% done for the weapons, 50% done for the armor. XellOs. Look at this tank count though. Against this sort of playstyle that NesTea is doing with the Hydra Lurker, it's all about getting that tank count up. And I'm surprised he's able to accumulate this many tanks from just one factory. Perhaps it might be worth him going for an armory, getting the +1 weapons as well. Also maybe adding a second factory. Okay, there's a second factory there. I can't believe I missed that. Game is so epic. Alright, floating science facility there. Has he got the energy? No, he hasn't. I do like it when Terran players get the energy upgrade so that they come out with an extra 12.5 mana. Alright, he's got to be careful not to get his science vessels sniped. Ooh, low HP there on that science vessel. This is a pretty good position here for XellOs though. If he gets the tanks right by this ridge, gets some nice D matrices, and indeed he does. You can see these tanks just getting a hell ton of damage. And with the D matrix as well, should be able to clean up. Yeah, you can see the splash damage doing an excellent job dealing with these Hydralisks. But you can see NesTea's still got a bit of an army. He's still got all these lurkers just burrowed. And he's got a solid base of hatcheries, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 6 hatcheries pumping out units. He's got a nice steady source of income with these 3 bases here at 6 o'clock that XellOs hasn't touched. XellOs has destroyed this 9 o'clock base, but it doesn't really amount to too much in the end because it wasn't really mining. Now XellOs will drop the command center at his middle only. Could be seeing the transfer of SCVs to that base pretty soon. Oh, really cute buildings here as well here from XellOs. Probably gonna siege a few tanks up here for defense, as well as the bunker for additional fortifications there. And it looks like NesTea is continuing this Manzerg style. I wonder if he'll pick up a Defiler mount to get some Defilers. Be very useful right now. So we've got another battle here coming from NesTea, trying to get those lurkers. Oh, but the lurkers get completely demolished by the siege tanks as they're all bunched up. NesTea, though, trying to move forward with his lurkers. He gets 4 burrowed. But XellOs just moves back with his Marine Medic army. And Zergboy has to move back, but not before losing 2 more lurkers. Let's see whether XellOs takes the initiative and moves forward, or whether he just defends and keeps his position while securing this middle only. Looks like he's going to push forward here with his Marine Medic tank, as his 3-3 is now done. So he'll be able to invest all of the gas. Oh no, the science vessels fly over the Hydralisks. Fortunately for XellOs, is able to move those science vessels back. But, oh, here comes the Scourge. 1 goes down, 2nd goes down, 3rd goes down here. Hydralisk on top of the 4th. It looks like they're just going to go straight for the army. NesTea not really doing a good job here with the focus firing. Trying to go for... Oh, the cows come out. When did they get built? Ultralisk Cavern there at the 6 o'clock position, with the +2 carapace as well from the evolution chamber. Once he gets the upgrades, that will be a big boon for NesTea. But the reinforcements here of XellOs come in from his main base. Ultralisk goes down. Lurker Egg looks like that's going to go down. Will this 6 o'clock mineral only go down as well? As the stream of units from XellOs has even stim-packed those rally-pointed Marines from his main base to try and seal the game right here. He knows that big attack from NesTea was his big army. Big question is, will NesTea be able to hold on to this attack here from XellOs? As it looks like this expansion from NesTea will go down at the mineral only, as the rally of units continue here from XellOs. You can see NesTea resigned to lose in this expansion as well, trying to regroup his army at the top of that 6 o'clock base. Ooh, I really like this move here as well from NesTea. He's trying to intercept the units that are coming down. Oh, misses the science vessel though, but will he get this expansion here? The mineral only, as we can see all the SCVs have been transferred to that base. Would really like to see XellOs perhaps go for the island base. He's got the drop ships. He can definitely take it. Question is, will he actually take it? And oh no, the side vessels go on top of the Hydralisks. They both survive. The radiate gets used up. One Hydralisk goes down. As we can see here, NesTea trying to go for this round. The unit's trying to get up the ramp. They successfully get up there. Lurkers trying to get in position to deal with these Marines. And it looks like they do. And it looks like the siege tank, D-Matrix, doesn't do its job. And it goes down very quickly. And that army that XellOs was banking on to kill the 6 o'clock base falls to NesTea. But XellOs accomplishing death of this natural, of this expansion here. And with this main base now about to deplete, looks like the only source of income for NesTea will be this 6 o'clock. Alright. Like NesTea's retaking that 6 o'clock expansion. Moving this drone probably to take the 6 o'clock natural? No, it looks like he's probably going to go for the 9 o'clock, start that off. Got an overlord with a drone here at the 9 o'clock as well. Okay, there we go. Finally takes the islands. Be NesTea the one to take the islands and not XellOs. Okay, no, never mind. XellOs is actually going to float the command center over to this base. But the overlord from NesTea will be able to spot it. You can see how the economy shifts when you get to the late game. Barely any gas here for NesTea now. Or maybe like 5-10 minutes ago, he had all the gas in the world. As we do see XellOs going for the 3cm drop, freeing units from his choke point to NesTea's main base. Or his old main base, I should say, but gets the drones out of the way. These Hydralisks have no chance, even with the 3-3 upgrades against these tanks. Marine medic army of XellOs. And looks like NesTea's thinking about actually trying to take this army on. The scan does come in though from XellOs. He sees the army faring up towards his main base. So let's see how XellOs decides to position this army. Oh, it's actually a lot of pot shots on these lurkers. Lurkers don't burrow in time. So that's around 3 or 4 lurkers being killed there from XellOs. And XellOs is just trying to invite NesTea into this tank group. And this army will go down. And that's the main loss for NesTea, but that's about it. I don't think NesTea's too angry that he's lost that base because it's run out of minerals pretty much. Gas is mined out. And now NesTea's going for the Great Aspire. So perhaps we'll be seeing some Guardians here from our Zerg player, as he's now taken that island expansion. 9 o'clock has been scouted. Expansion now taken here. I'm trying to find out where that siege tank down has come from. See NesTea just building up an army here at the center of the map. But going into this choke point would be complete suicide. I think he should really take advantage of the fact that he's got the drops with the overlords. And he's thinking about that. He's probably just going to drop these 4 Hydralisks onto this expansion. As the 9 o'clock has now completed here for NesTea. And with this expansion up and running, he's now on 3 bases. This main base is about to mine out though. You can see a few Mutalisks get irradiated there from XellOs. I think he got that Great Aspire just to get those 3 Guardians to do harassment onto these SEVs. Got the drop here from NesTea being really obnoxious. +3 on those Hydros. Should be able to take down the command center before the dropship comes from XellOs to rescue it. And once again, the mineral natural gets taken here from NesTea. Taking out the rest of the SCVs there. It's going to be very hard for XellOs to re-secure this expansion unless he drops some Marine Medic and tanks. Clean up this army from NesTea. XellOs looking to figure out where he needs to go now. Probably targeting this 9 o'clock base because that is recently built here for NesTea. As looks like XellOs is just got to move across the map. Does get caught off guard by these lurkers just burrowed. And XellOs will siege up to get rid of them. Let's see how many angles that NesTea has to deal with this army. There's got an army here, got an army down here. No armies to... Oh, he's actually got a rally point here. As we see, the 9 o'clock is starting to get saturated with drones. Now let's move forward though. Ooh, Science Vessel goes down. Will second one go down? No, it doesn't. Irradiate onto the clump of Hydralis. So that's going to be some extra AoE damage done for XellOs against that Hydralis army. XellOs trying to find a good position to attack. Bit open here, but should be able to take out these lurkers. Got a couple cows here though for NesTea. But XellOs, oh, he's got the nice backline of tanks here to deal with any of those Hydralis that would come up. Got a flank here as well here from NesTea, but too little too late. He needed to attack with that group of Hydralis when that initial army from the 6 o'clock was coming up. We're 38 minutes in as well, and I'm just saddened that we haven't seen any vehicle upgrades for those tanks from XellOs. Obviously, the metagame at the time didn't consider the strength of siege tank upgrades or vehicle upgrades in general. Oh, Science Vessel goes by the Hydralisks. Gets away in time. Got one Guardian here. Trying to be heroic. Help defend from this army. He couldn't be able to do it. XellOs only has like 5 Marines. Hydralis trying to get some damage done. Doesn't get the damage done though. This space is going to go down once again. Guardian doing its best though. To keep this base alive. Got another float of the command center. Let's see where that goes. Probably to maybe the 9 o'clock. That's more defensible than the island actually. XellOs is mined out. That mineral natural mining out pretty quickly. It's got absolutely no source of income. It's only got 2 command centers. So XellOs is trying to make do with what he has right now. We've got the Marines being rallied onto the Hydralis clump that NesTea just had holding there. So that's going to take out a lot of Marines. Is that going to be a good trade for him? The tanks still stay alive. Oh, the lurkers coming in here from the 3 o'clock as well. And that will actually kill the rest of the rallying army. These tanks from that 6 o'clock expansion do move up though. And we actually got XellOs now distance mining from this 9 o'clock. Got this group of Hydralis chilling. Not aware that XellOs is mining from this base. XellOs Yeah, he's got these bunkers, but they're all unloaded. We've got the SV's distance mining. And I think for the first time, NesTea's ahead in supply in this game. So things are looking pretty good for him. Got this island base pretty well defended. It's got a group of Hydralists here. Got the double hatches going. This main base is about to mine out though. But XellOs is able to secure this mineral natural. And that's a lot of tanks, so that's going to be very hard for NesTea to break through. Got the Guardian just being really obnoxious. Goes down though. And this is a very hard position for NesTea to break through because the only path is probably through here. He could theoretically maybe drop on top as well. That is also an option. I'm surprised though that XellOs hasn't thought about perhaps doing a drop here. I think he just wants to commit all of the units that he has on the map defend this expansion because that is his only source of income. And we can see NesTea knowing the fact that XellOs has put all of his units onto defend this expansion. He's just picking away at random buildings across the map that are vulnerable. Or, you know, I think what would be an awesome move as well if NesTea just plopped some lurkers down here, pick off the rally points, would make things a lot harder for XellOs, even though he's got the 2 dropships. Alright, so we got NesTea expanding to this top left base now. A lot of Hydralists here from NesTea just being built. No Nidus Canal though, I'm not sure where that is. Got more cows. Surprised that NesTea is not getting any upgrades. I think getting the Carapace upgrade would be useful. And obviously speed's always good. Simply just plumb forgot about it. As we have XellOs once again loading the command center to the what's most likely going to be that 9 o'clock expansion. And if he just if he gets that landed, he'll be able to secure that base pretty easily because he can just plop tanks down here and it's going to be really hard for NesTea to break through with the units going down. And yeah, we can see XellOs utilizing those dropships, having units just rallied into his main base. Doesn't want to deal with any lurk traps or his reinforcements getting intercepted. Oh, this gets cancelled. I'm not sure if that was a dropship or what. That. Oh, we got a huge swarm of overlords coming here from NesTea. He's going to use these overlords to bait attacks from the bunkers. He's got these lurkers trying to get in. That's 3 lurkers dying already from the siege tanks. As NesTea is trying to break through with an attack from 2 sides. Lurkers trying to inch their way further forward, but siege tanks are just way too strong. All the units just stuck in a choke here, getting completely destroyed. As XellOs survives once again. Absolutely no gas income from him as well. Rebuilding those bunkers to help reinforce the only source of income that he has running for him right now. Still no Carapace upgrade for NesTea. As it looks like XellOs halting his unit production at the moment to get the defensive infrastructure up with bunkers. Because he knows that if he holds this this choke, he can take this out. And unless NesTea gets a Nidus, It's going to be hard for him to break through here. And again, NesTea does have drop technology. It looks like he's going to use the drops here. Oh, no, he was just searching it out. Probably a bit too risky for him to go for a drop right now. It's got a Overlord with a group of Hydralisks in there as well to do some harassment if he needs to. Okay, here we go. Trying to bait the Marines out, I think. Oh, no, there we go. Lurkers behind the mineral line. We'll take out a few SCVs. Let's see how XellOs deals with it. Maybe he loads onto the bunker. No, looks like he's just going to go for a straight attack. 3 Marines going down. 6 Marines going down for those 2 Lurkers. I feel that XellOs could have dealt with that a lot better than he did. These Marines are pretty valuable at this stage of the game. Might see a counterattack here from XellOs onto the 9 o'clock as well. But speaking of counterattack, look at all these Lurkers just coming into the 12 o'clock base. Look at all these units from NesTea. You got Lurkers, you got Hydralisks, you got Ultralisks. And XellOs is like, nah, I'm just going to lift off and you can have this position. Going to be a bit painful though for XellOs to rebuild all of that supply back. Got this one tank as well. Getting some damage done, was there to defend 6 o'clock mineral only. But it looks like NesTea will be able to ransack the 12 o'clock base of XellOs. But XellOs doesn't really care because he can just lift all of his buildings over. Takes out this 9 o'clock base, establish that as his next base of operations. Meanwhile, looks like this mineral natural about to mine out in 5 or 10 minutes or so. This one also about to mine out. This one is newly built though, so we'll be able to get some income from there. And I'm surprised this island base hasn't been utilized that much. All these buildings go down for XellOs. Still going with the mass Hydralisks with the Lurkers. Got a lot of minerals though, so I would like to see him maybe transition. Yep, he's getting the melee upgrades for his melee units. I would like to see him transition to crackling. Use up all that excess mineral surplus that he has right now. Got a attempted drop here from NesTea, but that tank, as well as the turret, should be able to shut it down. Radiate on the Overlord will secure the kill onto that Overlord. Now XellOs, he's about to mine out here at the mineral only, but he has this expansion, 9 o'clock mineral natural secured. So NesTea with a nice surplus of minerals. Actually transitioning to Mutalisks. See how the vessel count is looking for XellOs. He's got 1 vessel here. Are there any vessels anywhere else? I don't really see any other vessels, so this could be a really good move here from NesTea. He is maxed out as well, which is crazy, especially in this matchup. XellOs is at 105 supply. NesTea at 200. Probably just trying to calculate what the best move for him would be. Where they can break through this crazy bunker tank fortification. XellOs trying to be cheeky, try and take out the Hydralisk, isn't able to. All he has to do a complete drop. Oh, we got some Guardians coming here from NesTea. Those bunkers will be out of range of those Guardians, so they will they will not be able to survive. If you happen to radiate though, come out here from XellOs, we'll be able to take out at least one Guardian. Guardian Hydra though, very deadly combo if you're not prepared for it. Oh, got a counter drop here as well from NesTea, but does get shut down. And even though this expansion is about to mine out, at least it gives NesTea a bit of leeway into trying to attack and finish off XellOs here. Alright, 3 o'clock mineral only is finally begun to mine. Got XellOs taking this 9 o'clock main base. NesTea remaxing once again. Has he gotten a Defiler Mound yet? No, I don't see one at all. Ooh, this might be the killing blow here from NesTea onto XellOs. Looks like he's going to go for the massive Doom Drop at the main base of NesTea. As XellOs wipes up this Guardian Force. Got the mass drop here from NesTea onto the main base of XellOs. But oh, look at this barracks wall. It's gonna be very hard for NesTea to break through with his units into this little choke point. NesTea needs to control this perfectly if he is to kill off this army, but this might be too much here for NesTea to deal with. XellOs able to reinforce from that army that killed off all those Guardians. But NesTea should be able to remax here. What does he remax on? Looks like he's going to remax on Hydralisks. With this tank count though, I'm not really sure if Hydralisks are the right answer. Alright, so +1's done here for NesTea on those Ultralisks. Haven't seen a single Zergling yet since the opening 5 minutes of the game though. Looks like this expansion is going to be mined out. As XellOs is starting to add some additional buildings to reinforce his infrastructure. Desperately just trying to get some marine medics and tanks out to defend from the incoming onslaught of NesTea. Looks like he's going to go for another drop again. Couple of vessels here, though, from XellOs to use Defensive Matrix or Radiate to deal with this drop. Speaking of drop, looks like he comes down here to the right side of the 9 o'clock main. One Overlord goes down, 2 Lurkers go down. But looks like NesTea is able to successfully drop here. Got the 3-3 Hydralisk against the 3-3 Marine Medic army of XellOs. And it looks like there's just way too many Marine Medics here for XellOs, and that whole army of Hydralisk goes down. Looks like NesTea has to re-evaluate once again how to approach the kill onto XellOs. Looks like NesTea is just going to clean up the rest of the buildings that are freely available for him to pick off. Nothing significant there for XellOs that he's losing, just a few supply depots as well as a turret. This command center is able to land, but we should be seeing the Overlord dropped to stop that, as the island's now mined out for NesTea at the bottom right. This should be mining out in a minute or so as well. This is also mined out, so only source of income for NesTea is this mineral only at 3 o'clock. While for XellOs, he's actually ahead because he's got this main base here, got this expansion, and then should be able to move up and clean up the rest of this. And it looks like once those bases get mined out, there'll be a battle for this top left base. I think XellOs is pretty confident in his army count at the moment, that he's going to move out and perhaps trying to get a position to kill the army of NesTea. Got a few lurkers morphing up here in the middle of the map. And NesTea does see this army of XellOs coming in from the left side of Lost Temple. Flood of units here coming from NesTea though. Coming in a conga line, so not really the best army movement here from NesTea. He's able to burrow a few lurkers on that top side as more and more units just come swarming in. Look at all these hydras just swarming, just like in the cinematics. All these hydras just flooding in, and even though he's not training too well, it gets enough surface area to clean up the army of XellOs. Radiates onto the hydras, gets some damage done onto the hydras. But, oh no! NesTea trying to go for the kill, but he gets way too cocky, and it looks like these siege tanks just able to shred these hydras alive, especially with the higher ground advantage as well. Going for the tough going here for NesTea, losing all of those hydras from these siege tanks. Look at these, 15 kills, 17 kills, 5 kills, 2 kills, 3 kills. So many kills on those siege tanks because NesTea thought he had that game in the bag, just moving up, lulling NesTea to the false sense of security. XellOs with the master stroke there. Now the biggest question here from NesTea is, what is he going to remax on when he has absolutely no gas to work with? That's depleted, this is depleted, this is depleted. This is probably depleted. This is depleted too. All of his guys is depleted, so that gas income that he's been getting throughout the game has completely stumbled. And now, for the first time in a very long time, XellOs is ahead in supply. NesTea desperately trying to take this base at the top left, as it does contain a full Vespine geyser. XellOs is now moving out once again with his huge tank count. It's crazy to think we're nearly an hour in and XellOs has finally started the vehicle weapons +1. Around 80% way through its completion, which is crazy. Imagine if he had +3 for the last 30 minutes of the game. I think this game would have changed a lot. But XellOs, with his superior tank count, going to clean up the rest of the buildings here. And finally, we do see the Zerglings come out for NesTea, given the fact that it doesn't even have speed. Speed just finishes at 59 minutes into the game. I've never seen Zergling speed get completed that late. Should be able to research cracklings as well. And I think this is just way too much here for NesTea to deal with. So NesTea will give up these two bases, and the most important thing here is just trying to get enough of an army to surround, get a good position. I think what his plan is to try and lure XellOs into this big open area, and then just go for a full surround, because if XellOs gets like his tanks onto this ridge, then it's going to be very hard for NesTea to take out the army. So XellOs needs to be very methodical with how he approaches the north side of the map. You can see NesTea ferrying some drones over from what I assume is the bottom right side of the map, as he now has a full source of Vespine coming from that the gas geyser. And XellOs is about to mine out here at the main base. About to mine out here at the expansion too, so we might have to retake this mineral only. Oh, got a cheeky D-Matrix here on the dropship. Sunken's not morphed yet. Got 2 dropships actually. So this should be able to wreck through all the units of NesTea here. Sunken's do complete, but it's just too little too late. A lot of these units and drones of NesTea go down, but the Zerglings do come out, but look at the Zerglings just not getting good rally point. They all go down. And this base gets destroyed from the double dropships. Still got a few lurkers though here from NesTea, as well as Ling Hydra. I don't know if he has Crackling yet. Surprised me if he didn't. Alright, this might be the final battle here of this epic game between NesTea and XellOs. We've got the D-Matrix onto the siege tank. That's far forward, but that siege tank is going to go down. We've got the lurkers coming here from the right side, trying to get the attacks onto the marine medic, but it doesn't get anything. The siege tanks do go down though. Look at all these Hydras though. Hydra's trying to face these marine medics, and looks like the Hydras will come up on top, as there is enough. But oh no, look at this. There's a hidden siege tank just behind the Lost Temple itself. But the Zerglings do come in from the 3 o'clock and clean up the rest of these siege tanks. As looks like NesTea is able to clean that army up. And oh no, sneaky tank drop gets shut down from NesTea as well. Not sure why XellOs did that, considering the fact that this island's pretty much depleted. Looks like he's going to move these drones to this 3 o'clock. Help mine that out. Main base of XellOs about to mine out as well. Expansion about to mine out too. Got a few units here at the top left. Looks like it might just float the command center over and take this space. Command center from that expansion is going to float over, and he's got 2-2 on his vehicle weapon, so those tanks should be able to sustain a bit longer. And if I think about it, if XellOs just secures this expansion and just stops any overlords from coming in, I think XellOs might win the game. Because if the overlords can't come in, I guess the only option for NesTea is Guardians. But if XellOs is able to kill off those Guardians and avoid any Scourge, actually I don't even think NesTea can afford any Scourge. Like, look at his gas count, it's so low. Alright. Let's see where NesTea decides to drop. And it looks like he's going to drop at this island base. So it might be a trade between these two players, because NesTea's dedicated a lot of resources into this drop. But NesTea can just walk over and kill all of these buildings, which means the only buildings left will be this bottom right here from NesTea. NesTea trying to angle for the perfect position here. And it looks like it's going to drop at the bottom left side of the island base. SCV's coming out in a desperate attempt to try and get some extra defense done. XellOs will move back towards the bunker, but it's too little too late. The expansion will go down. I don't think the command center will go down though, but we've got the counterattack as expected here from XellOs. All we see here is just Zerglings and Hydralisk. No lurkers from NesTea. Expansion goes down, but not before it gets mined out. And I thought that previous battle was the final battle, but I think this battle will be the final battle, as both players are not mining at the moment. XellOs in a very open space right now, but NesTea just being very hesitant with how he approaches this attack. Right, XellOs trying to find the perfect spot for his siege tanks. Oh, I could go for a counterattack here at the expansion. There's like absolutely nothing here from XellOs. Could he just go for a base race? Do you see NesTea just with his overlords and the roaming army just trying to figure out what the best course of action is for him? He knows that he's going to lose this base at the 3 o'clock. He's got so many units down here as well that he's not using, but he's sending the overlords down there because he needs every single unit possible to deal with this force of XellOs. Lurkers though, being sneaky though. Burrowing here probably to intercept any reinforcements that may come. XellOs needs to be careful, tread lightly. And looks like XellOs will be running back. Doesn't want to clean up the rest of these drones up here. NesTea rebuilding that spawning pool at that island. Oh, looks like this might be it. Oh, he sees the hidden army. Well, not the hidden army, but most of the army has got 3 lurkers coming in here for this round. Zergling is coming in here from the south. Hydra is coming in from the north as well. Is he going to siege up and try and reinforce this position? No, he's not. He's just happy to just steamroll bits and pieces of NesTea's army with his force. And all the game goes, harder it is for NesTea to get back into this game. He's got so much money, but he doesn't have any hatcheries. He's only got these 2 hatcheries here. Got this expansion as well, but he's got absolutely no drones to work with. He could go for a drop, but there's still a bunker and a dropship with SCVs and a vessel as well, full energy. And now this base is mined out for XellOs. This base is also going to get taken out here by these SCVs of XellOs too. Jesus, what a game. One Zergling scouting the situation. Yeah, you can see these crazy situations. Fine's vessels are amazing. They radiate, doing a lot of damage. The SCVs taking out the base on the island. And I think XellOs knows that. Okay, if he just sits, defends the island, he wins the game. Yeah, sending, loading up Marines and putting him over there. Zergling's doing a job though, killing the rest of the SCVs. It looks like the NesTea's gonna go back to this bottom right. Ferry units over to the mainland. And the gas is XellOs. The only reason why I can think that NesTea's just got his whole army here is just that he doesn't want Zealous to know where his army is to run it over. Because like with this tank count, you cannot take a straight-on fight, especially now the fact that they're 3-3. And yep, NesTea scouts the base is running, knows that still a formidable amount of resources here. It's going to take a miracle for NesTea to win this game in this situation. Sending units over for a drop, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We'll have to wait and see. Got a lot of Zerglings, a few Hydralisks. 2 bunkers. I don't think that's going to be enough though. Only got 2 hatcheries as well for production. Not enough at this stage of the game. Like NesTea is trying to find the right angle to approach this island base from XellOs. XellOs actually stopping production for now. Definitely busy with trying to manage this base at the moment. Oh, we got a counterattack here though from XellOs, but the Zerglings are enough to mop it up. These are the only last buildings for NesTea though, so if these buildings die, that's gonna be GG for him. And I think NesTea's just trying to figure out how he can approach his army. Got no Spire, so he doesn't have any Scourge to deal with it. We're gonna get a counterattack here from NesTea. Takes out the first bunker at the top side mineral patch. The science vessel is coming up here from XellOs to deal with it. And he's got full energy onto these science vessels as well, so it should be enough to deal with this whole entire patch. As we've got the Marines here from XellOs just being a complete nuisance. Science vessels come back, join the main army. And with this with this island base continuing to mine here for XellOs, it's just a ticking time bomb for NesTea to do something. Oh, I built a hatchery here because he knows that he could get eliminated. Oh, and this guy actually has like 1.3k gas steals though. Yeah, so we got a mass doom drop here from XellOs. Cleans up the rest, or should clean up the rest of the units at this island. There's only the hatchery left here once these buildings go down. So NesTea knows not really much hope for him, especially with these tanks or these defenses at the main base. Got a couple siege tanks up here as well. The NesTea just desperately hiding extractors across the map. Try and stay in the game. Try and formulate a way of somehow winning. Science vessels just roaming around though, and when you don't have the Spire and Scourge to deal with science vessels, they're such a pain to deal with. And yeah, the science vessel scouts the hatchery. desperate attempt to stay alive, fires the lurkers by his last building. The beginning of the end is coming here for NesTea. But it was an amazing game. Base trades, big army fights. Game went back and forth between both players. It's just unfortunate that this game was played in a time where units such as defilers were considered an afterthought, and army compositions weren't really thought of back then. Dark Swarm would have been a huge boon for NesTea in this game, but unfortunately for him, he didn't really get to use the Defiler in its full power. Gotta remember, this game was played in September 2001, 4.5 years before Savior took the world by storm with his Defiler play. Got a counter drop here from NesTea at the island base. I think these 2 tanks should be enough for him to deal. Got the reinforcements from the dropships as well. Lurkers get cleaned up. Mines vessels come up to reinforce the defense. Got a bundle of Zerglings and a couple of Hydras here at the last extractor. As that extractor goes down with the drop from XellOs. Look at that, irradiate on all of those overlords. And that, I think that should be game. Not really much that NesTea can do at this point. It's got ragtag army units just lying all across the map. The space is still up and running. Overlord does a bit of scouting. I think at this point, XellOs could just A-move his units into all of NesTea's army and still win. He's still got the economy going. Still got production going. All that NesTea has is this one extractor. If that goes down, that's going to be the end of the game. Go. XellOs with his final push out. XellOs with his final push out. And there we go. Zergboy is eliminated with the drop. And that is the end of the game. 1 hour, 18 minutes, 55 seconds. What an incredible game between these two. Crazy to think that a random ladder replay from 2001 would contain a 3-time GSL champion in StarCraft 2 in NesTea, aka Zergboy, and an OSL champion and StarCraft Casper Hall of Famer in XellOs. But hope you guys enjoyed that game. It was very long, but in my opinion, it's one of the greatest games of all time, both professional and amateur. I'll be doing a lot more of these sort of games in the future, so be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow my Twitter, and I'll be posting these out periodically. Thanks for watching.